Hey folks, this is Mr. MegaManFan. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. You know all the things to do. Today, I'll be opening a sealed copy of Salt and Sanctuary by Ska Studios, aka James Silva, on a series that I've come to call Breaking the Seal. Because I believe sealed games are meant to be opened and enjoyed, not preserved forever behind their plastic prisons, especially boxed collector's editions, because what good does keeping it sealed do when you don't get to enjoy any of the goodies that come inside the game along with the game itself? But first, let me give you a little background on Ska Studios. It was started in the mid 2000s by Silva when he was working as a dishwasher, and he had this feeling that it was an underappreciated and undervalued job. And as someone who worked in food service in college and did dishwashing, I can tell you that's absolutely the case. It is a brutal job. You're working at a breakneck pace to try and keep up, and your services are highly in demand. So you ought to be respected for doing that work. So he wanted to develop a game called The Dishwasher Dead Samurai and was looking for a way to get it out to the public and get his dream brought to life. And that way turned out to be the Xbox Live Marketplace. It was an Xbox Live arcade game, and it was a successful game because it got him a publishing contract and $10,000 from Microsoft. So James Silva really hit the big time. But that was not his only game, as you can see from Salt and Sanctuary here. He's been in the gaming business for over 15 years now and continues to make award-winning, novel, and creative games. One of my favorites is actually free on Steam right now. It's called I Made a Game with Zombies in It, and it's pretty much exactly what it says. A game filled with zombies, and every time the song gets to the chorus, even more zombies swarm you. It's kind of a Robotron 2084, but you're not fighting to save anybody's life, you're fighting to save your own life. So, as you can see, Salt and Sanctuary has a lot of bonuses inside. There is a map of the world of Salt and Sanctuary. There's also a poster here, which I'm working to at least partially unfold to show you. If you're curious, all of this swag was printed and published by Limited Run Games, and boy do I wish I had hopped on the Salt and Sanctuary train back then, because buying a new copy of this game was double what it would have sold for if you had bought it from Limited Run Games originally. But at the same time, buying it new is almost the only option, because apparently a lot of people just bought it and put it on a shelf and never opened it. So there are more new than used copies of Salt and Sanctuary out there, which is sort of the curse of making collector's editions and limited run publishing games, is that a lot of people just don't even play them. But I'm going to play this because I have heard many, many good things about Salt and Sanctuary, and I like James Silva's other games, and I like Ska Studios, so I'm looking forward to ripping that soundtrack because I'm sure it will be as enjoyable as the game itself. This is a highly acclaimed game, which probably also contributes to the fact that a lot of people bought a physical edition of it and then just kept it on the shelf because they had already played it digitally and they wanted a physical edition to put on the shelf. I mean, I understand that instinct. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying I wanted to open it. I didn't spend this money on it to not play it, so that's my choice. That's my decision. Whatever you decide to do is what's right for you. But I'm glad the box was in such nice shape and even came in a protective sheath to keep it in. I don't think they originally included that when you ordered it from Limited Run. I think you had to buy that for an additional surcharge, but the store I got this from either had bought it themselves or just bought one to put it in, so either way, kudos to them. And now I have to take the shrink wrap off the actual game itself, because even inside the box, the game is still shrink wrapped, so there's one more layer to go. We get that off, and we get a look at a PlayStation Vita game if I stop fumbling it around here. And here it is. There's something so fun to me about unwrapping a shrink-wrapped, sealed PlayStation Vita game in 2024. It's a treat. It's just not something you get to do much these days. And I saved that little bit that said it was the Vita edition on the outer shrink wrap, PSV. Probably useless to keep that, but I've kept a lot of useless things from shrink wrapped boxes before, like Retrobit Publishing. When they print stickers on the outside of the shrink wrap, I actually cut those out of the shrink wrap and stick them inside the box with the game. Am I the only one who does that? Probably not, because you're probably a video game collector if you're watching this right now, and you probably enjoy video games as much as I do, so cheers to you. And I do mean literally cheers, because according to my statistics in Google Analytics, 4% of my viewers are from the United Kingdom. So hey, if you're a Whovian, give me a shout out. That's my all-time favorite show. Been watching it since I was 7, 8, 9 years old. They showed it on Iowa Public Television growing up, so I've actually seen the entire run of available episodes of Doctor Who. Now, obviously, the missing ones that were thrown away by the BBC in a reckless act of stupidity, I haven't seen those, although there are, like, telesnaps and audio for the missing episodes, but the ones that I haven't seen are the ones that you haven't seen, because they either haven't been found or simply don't exist anymore. I'm rambling. It tickles me that 4% of my viewers are from the United Kingdom, given that I'm into Doctor Who and Red Dwarf and Blake 7 and a lot of classic British sci-fi shows. Anyway, I don't want to do spoilers on Salt and Sanctuary since this is such a fascinating game, so right here I'm just testing the game, getting through the opening sequence where you design your character, but I'm not really doing any design. I'm just clicking venture forth, and then we're going to get the opening dialogue. Basically, I'm just proving to myself that the physical game works. And if you don't want to spend the money on a completed box physical edition, then try it on a different platform. It's not just on Vita. It's available on Steam and a whole lot of other places, and you don't have to pay for a physical print edition if you don't want to. And the best news is, if you do like it, there's a sequel called Salt and Sacrifice. Thanks for watching. See you next time.